What's going on, everyone? My name's Eric, and today on the channel we are going to be revisiting an earlier topic. First and foremost, if you haven't seen my Flanger doubler video comparing the original MXR Flanger doubler that Dimebag used in his time with Pantera to a newer rendition of it from DBFX called the Flanger doubler, go ahead and check that out. I'm going to link it right up here. And I do realize that both of those products are either hard to come by, niche, and at the end of the day, they're both kind of expensive for what they do. And as I said in my original video, not everyone has the budget for essentially toys that might not do a ton in terms of getting you the guitar tone that you're actually looking for. So this had me thinking for quite a while. What would be a modern analog stomp box flanger that could kind of do the Flanger doubler sound that was famous for, Hellbound, Slaughtered, and a lot of the other Pantera songs? I'm not really talking like the doubling effect. That can be done at another time in another video, but specifically for those sounds that I mentioned, it seemed like there was a lot of people who were looking for that iconic flanger sound. I've had the privilege of trying a few household name flangers through the years and just trying to see if which one can actually come really close to getting that iconic like Dimebag flanger sound. And the thing is that a lot of the ones that I tried, they sounded like kind of okay. They might be great for other kinds of flanger sounds and different styles and all that, but in terms of like chasing those ones, they just had a weird kind of reaction that I really wasn't vibing with, and maybe your mileage will differ. But I do want to highlight this one that was very surprising. And the one that I'm going to highlight is the TC Electronic Vortex Flanger. And I got this thing for $60 American. When I initially got this, I was thinking, maybe this will be for something else, maybe like a B-rig, or maybe I'm just going to give this to, a buddy or something like that. But I will say, when I first plugged this in, I was pretty impressed of just like how it responds, how it reacts, how it feels. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be captured when you hear some of the demos that I've recorded with this, and then I'm going to be sharing with you in just a second. So the pedal also has a lot of cool features. It has the stereo in and out as well, which is like a really nice thing to split your signal from mono to either stereo. Also true bypass. Again, it's also another nice feature to have on a guitar pedal. So at this point, we're going to compare the $60 TC Electronic Vortex flanger to the $500 DBFX flanger, and we're then going to compare it to the almighty and again very rare and also now very expensive MXR Flanger doubler. Here we go. at the end of the day, you know, the MXR, that is the holy grail, but as I said earlier, the whole premise of this video is that it's a very expensive unit. Again, it's an older unit, all the components and things like that when you get an older piece of gear. All things to kind of worry about. The DB Effects unit, it is still $500. It's a great unit as well, but still $500 for maybe something you're not going to use all the time might not be something you might want to spend a bunch of money on, especially if this might be your big purchase for the year. Now, a $60 used pedal that you can kind of get almost wherever, this is a pretty good option. And again, to echo an earlier point, like when I plugged this thing in, I was honestly like pretty blown away. And not a sponsored video, this is just a used pedal that I bought, and somehow it just sounds awesome. So if you really want to go down the rabbit hole and like chase the Dimebag like signature flanger sound, like you can go down and like buy that MXR unit. It is going to cost you a good amount of money. It is going to look the part, it's going to sound the exact part, and it's going to have a lot of really great features as well. And that's great. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money. If you want to spend 500 bucks on the DB Effects flanger, that is great as well. But once again, for the budget friendly people, and I know there's a lot of people that are really budget focused and who watch the channel, this is a really great option as well, especially if you are in a Pantera like cover band, or maybe if you're just jamming some buddies. Maybe you don't have all the money in the world to spend, or maybe you have other priorities where your money's actually going, and maybe you still want to have a little bit of fun and get some fun sounds like this, and you're not going to break the bank. This is a really quality product. This is a great unit. It sounds great as well, and I think you are going to have a really good time with it. If you're playing live in that Pantera cover band and you just have a really good flanger sound like this one and you're not breaking the bank, I think you're going to make the audience pretty happy as well. You might not have that era specific or that era correct gear, but at the end of the day, if that really iconic flanger sound can be captured for much less money and keep your wallet happy, I think that's a really good win in itself. So go have some fun with this, try some different flanger pedals, see which one works for you, go to the local music store, hang out there, talk with some people online. But I know this one really hasn't gotten brought up in the Dimebag community, so I figured I would, you know, make a quick video on this guy and highlight it, because this is a really great alternative for those who are trying to capture that signature iconic flanger sound and maybe not break the bank so much. But at the end of the day, if we are trying to keep the spirit of Dime alive and play the songs and get as close to the tone and the performances as best as we can do it in other ways. We don't have to have the era correct gear, and that's really what I wanted to showcase today. But as long as we're keeping the spirit alive, I think that's the most important thing at the end of the day. So with all of that being said, thanks for checking out today's video. If you learned something new, let me know in the comments below, and also let me know your favorite flanger out of the 3 that I demoed today for you all. And if there's another flanger that I might have missed or that you might know of that sounds really good or sounds really close to that MXR flanger, let me know down below as well, because I would love to learn about even more flanger doublers that really capture that signature Dimebag flanger tone on those iconic Pantera songs. If you liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I have tons more content related to Dimebag and Pantera, as well as other guitar related content on the channel. And if you really like what I do, make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single video that I upload. Thanks for checking this out, and I'll see you next time.